3 dates. 3 different women. Same ending, silence. Here's the part no one tells you. When dating keeps failing, it's rarely bad luck. It's pattern blindness. I want to tell you about Victor. Successful, intelligent, put together on paper. Yet after dozens of first dates, women walk out angry, block him, or vanish. Each time, a new excuse. Different woman, different reason, same collapse. Dark psychology teaches this. Repeated outcomes come from repeated internal decisions, not external chaos. And Victor keeps making them without realizing it. Tonight, I'm not here to blame women. I'm here to expose 3 invisible traps men fall into without noticing. Traps that feel good at first. Traps that promise relief, validation, or escape. The first trap doesn't look dangerous. It looks like hope, attraction, possibility. But the moment a man trades his boundaries for beauty, the outcome is already sealed. Victor stepped into it before dating. Here's where trap 1 tightens. Victor knew exactly who he was. Quiet, thoughtful, introverted. Loud rooms drained him.
Chaos shut him down.
Then he met her, beautiful, magnetic, the kind of woman other men notice. She said, "Surprise me," then casually mentioned a rooftop bar with a DJ. His body reacted before his logic. Tension in his chest. A warning signal, but dark psychology explains what happened next. Perceived rarity overrides self-preservation. Victor didn't choose the bar. He chose the fantasy. He imagined how he'd feel being seen with her, how her beauty might upgrade his self-worth. So he said yes. And the moment he did, the power dynamic flipped. He entered her environment, played her game, paid her prices. By the time she called him boring, the damage was already done. Because the real mistake wasn't the argument. It was abandoning himself before the date even began. And this trap gets far worse. Here's the brutal truth most men miss. The date didn't fail at the bar. It failed the moment Victor agreed to go. Dark psychology calls this self-erasure, when desire convinces you to silence your instincts. Victor wasn't rejected for being quiet. He was rejected for being misaligned. In her world, loud equals fun. Silence equals weakness. But in his world, calm is connection, depth, stability. The tragedy? Compatibility was never tested, only performance. And performance always collapses under pressure. Victor believed beauty would fix something inside him. Confidence, validation, status. That's the illusion. Beauty doesn't add value to your life. It magnifies whatever is already there. If you're uncomfortable, it amplifies discomfort. If you're insecure, it exposes it. And once a man starts performing, the woman senses it instinctively, which leads to contempt. But this was only trap 1. Trap 2 costs men far more than dignity. Trap 2 doesn't start with attraction. It starts with relief. Meet Dmitri, divorced, financially bruised, living out of a rented room, telling himself it's temporary. Then he meets her, stable, grounded, owns her apartment. Dark psychology reveals the shift that happens here. When someone has what you lack, your brain stops evaluating them and starts evaluating access. Dmitri told himself he liked her, and he did. But beneath that was a quieter thought. This could solve things. They moved fast, too fast. Soon he wasn't visiting. He was staying, fixing, paying, maintaining. Each small favor felt harmless. Each sacrifice felt temporary. But notice the reversal. He entered seeking stability. He stayed providing it. And the scariest part, he didn't feel trapped. He felt necessary. That illusion is how this trap closes. Here's what makes trap 2 lethal. It disguises exploitation as partnership. Dmitri fixed a faucet, then a shelf, then a bathroom. Each task whispered the same lie. We're building something together. But dark psychology exposes the truth. Investment without ownership creates dependency, not security. The apartment was never his. The value he added didn't follow him. And slowly his role changed. Not lover, not equal. Utility. Her son needed things. She hinted. Dmitri paid. Weekends disappeared. Savings vanished. His own recovery stalled. By the time he noticed the imbalance, he was already locked in by time, effort, and emotional sunk cost. This is how men lose years, not through manipulation, but through unexamined need. When the relationship ended, nothing transferred with him. No equity, no leverage, No safety net, just exhaustion. And there's another version of this trap, one that lasts even longer. Sergei thought he was chasing a dream. In reality, the dream was using him. He always wanted a country house, fresh air, quiet weekends, a future escape. Then he met her, and she already owned one. Dark psychology calls this projection bonding. You attach to the lifestyle, not the person. Every weekend they went there, and every weekend something needed fixing. Roof, fence, garden, tools, materials, time. Sergei didn't notice the shift because effort feels masculine, purposeful, noble. But 5 years later, the illusion cracked. The house was beautiful, productive, valuable, and none of it belonged to him. When they separated, he left with memories and sore hands. The common thread between Sergei and Dmitry is simple. They entered relationships to access something they hadn't built themselves. And need destroys leverage. But the final trap is the most seductive of all, because it feels like love. Trap 3 doesn't arrive with demands. It arrives with gifts. Meet Andre, single for years, tired of indifference, hungry to feel chosen. Then she appeared, warm, attentive, generous in ways that felt almost unreal. A book on the first date, a home-cooked meal on the second, thoughtful texts every morning and night. Dark psychology explains why this works so well. Rapid emotional saturation creates false intimacy. Andre felt seen before he was known, valued before he was evaluated. And that feeling is intoxicating. The pace accelerated, exclusive, living together, pregnancy. Only then did the generosity change shape. Gifts became expectations. Affection became obligation. Andre didn't fall in love. He was fast-tracked into commitment before his critical thinking could catch up. And once consequences arrive, speed becomes a cage. This trap doesn't grab you, it hugs you. Here's the detail most men miss. The generosity wasn't fake. It was strategic, conscious or not. Dark psychology shows that overwhelming kindness early on creates emotional debt. You feel obligated before you agree, invested before you decide. Andre never stopped to ask the dangerous questions. Who is she under stress? How does she handle conflict? What happens when giving stops? Because it always stops. No one can sustain courtship-level effort forever. And when it faded, what remained wasn't compatibility, it was obligation. A child, legal ties, financial responsibility. Andre realized too late that speed is not romance. Speed is a bypass. It bypasses discernment, boundaries, reality. If someone rushes connection, they're not building intimacy. They're securing position. And the faster it moves, the harder it is to exit without damage. But when you zoom out, all three traps share one chilling pattern. Look closely and you'll see it. Victor chased beauty. Dmitry chased stability. Sergei chased lifestyle. Andre chased affection. Different desires, same outcome. Dark psychology reveals the pattern. Desire overrides evaluation. None of these men ask the only question that matters. Is this person right for me long term? They filtered for what felt good now, not what would hold up later. And every red flag was visible early. Victor ignored incompatibility. Dmitry ignored ownership. Sergei ignored imbalance. Andre ignored speed. The mind always sees the warning. The heart negotiates it away. That's why these traps repeat, because they don't look like danger. They look like opportunity. And walking away would mean confronting loneliness, delay, or discomfort. So men stay, invest, rationalize, until exit costs too much. The solution isn't cynicism, it's discipline. But discipline requires rules. And rules are the only thing that break patterns. Here's the rule that separates men who repeat mistakes from men who don't. They filter before they feel. Dark psychology teaches that emotions are powerful but terrible decision makers. So build rules that protect you when attraction clouds judgment. Never abandon your environment to impress. Never date to solve a problem you should handle alone. Never let speed replace evaluation. Ask yourself this brutally honest question. If this ended tomorrow, would my life still stand? If the answer is no, you're not choosing, you're clinging. Healthy relationships add to an already solid life. They don't rescue it. The men who win at relationships aren't luckier. They're slower, more selective, less impressed. They walk away early, so they never have to crawl away later. The traps will always exist. The difference now is that you can see them, and traps only work on those who don't.